Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when I said I had a big book haul, but you had to wait until May to see it? Well, the day is finally here. Yeah, so it was a Sunday and I was in the middle of old school April and reading and projects and all the things. My husband came in and said, "Hey, don't you need new books?" And honestly, who am I to argue with that kind of logic? You know what I mean? And really, who could argue with that? Everybody needs new books. So yeah, I stopped everything that I was doing, loaded up the car, and we all went to Half Price Books. I ended up with over 30 books. It was just a really good day to be there. They had a lot of really good stuff. And I have a little bit of everything. There's point horror, there's Fear Street, there's Choose Your Own Adventure, a little bit of everything here. Stuff that I didn't even know I needed, but obviously I did. So before we get into that, I thought I would show you the latest, let me flip it around here, the latest Evernight book. I haven't opened it yet, so we will be seeing it together. And I'm not going to get too much into these books because if I did, we would be here forever. But yeah, I'm really excited about Evernight because they're always really pretty. And it's a horror subscription box from Evernight, which is an extension of Illumicrate. And I love them. It's quarterly. I wish they would go monthly because they're so freaking pretty. But I waited for you, even if I didn't want to. Just kidding. I mean, it was tempting, but... And this is the April one. Oh, I see pink. Oh, I love pink. They need more of that in horror. Oh. Murder Road by Simone St. James. Yes. Look how pretty that is. Here's the back. Ooh. We have some hot pink. Is that hot pink? Fuchsia? Whatever. It's pink edges. Pink, pink. Ooh, let's take the dust jacket off and see what's under there. Oh, it's pretty too. We have a map. And then there's the edge. Let's look at the inside. Wow, it's so pretty to be a spooky book. And they're always signed. There it is. Signed by the author. Wow, that's pretty. I don't know what this one's about, as I am a fan of Simone St. James, and I guess I'm just way out of the loop on new books because I'm always a little bit out of the loop. I've said that before, but I'm going to read you what it's about because I have no idea. April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn, and now they're on a long dark road late at night when they see a woman up ahead clearly in trouble. They stop and pick her up. It's only once she's in the car that they see the blood. And then headlights appear in the distance, racing towards them at speed. And at long last, the woman speaks. "I'm sorry, he's coming." While April and Eddie are able to escape this time, their terrifying adventure is only just beginning. The hitchhiker's injuries prove fatal, and the couple are trapped in the small town of Cold Lake Falls, prime suspects in the eyes of the local police. It turns out that this isn't the first victim to die on this stretch of road, and it isn't the first time that survivors have seen something that can't be explained. But to get out of town, April and Eddie are going to have to drive down that haunted stretch of road one more time. Interesting. Wow, that's pretty. Love that. Now we'll get into the Half Price Books haul. The first ones you may have seen because I had to break into this for an old school April 6 at April prompt for Christopher Pike. Two of them I already read, did a vlog on, so I'm not going to get into them. I'll link that one down below. Master of Murder, and Into the Darkness. Won't get into those. Then we have, sorry if you can hear the train. It's loud. The Starlight Crystal. Got holographic lettering on top. Love that. 18-year-old Paige Christian has been given a chance to join the crew of the Traveler, a special spaceship designed to circle the solar system at near light speed. One day aboard the Traveler is equal to 10 years on Earth. The Traveler is a time capsule as well as a spaceship. Its purpose is to study the changes on Earth throughout 2 centuries and then return home. But something happens to the Traveler. Something also happens to Earth, an awful thing. And the years pass, billions of them, and still Paige Christian lives and remembers all those she left behind. Until the day she finally does come home, to a world in a future no human being could have imagined. Well, that sounds like the over-the-top I'm used to with Christopher Pike. Sounds wild. And then we have Weekend. It's a group of friends, 5 girls, 4 guys, that stay in a mansion on the ocean side, and they end up having to fight for their lives. It's a revenge story. Someone is trying to get revenge. That's all I really know about it. I'm not going to get too much into these. And then I have an entire stack of Choose Your Own Adventure books. I loved these as a kid. I don't think I've read all of these. But yeah, these are the ones where you are the star of the book and you choose what happens to you, based on whatever scenario you decide to take. The Treasure of the Onyx Dragon. It's a really fun cover. Mystery of the Secret Room. Rock and Roll Mystery. This one has a crease, but I didn't spend a lot on it. I didn't spend a lot on any of these, really. Mystery of the Maya. This one has a sticker. Just adds character. Volcano. You Are a Superstar. I get to be a superstar in that one. Hijacked. Inca Gold. Forest of Fear. Captive. Invaders from Within. Oh, I love this cover. It's fun. Nice and colorful. By Balloon to the Sahara. These are really a whole adventure. Chinese Dragons. Seaside Mystery. This one has a mermaid. I wonder if a mermaid is one of the characters. It is. You peek out your window and see a mermaid named Tana. You'd like to help her, but she's in a terrible mood. That's fun. There's more to it. That's fun. As a mermaid. Anything involving mermaids, I'm in. Actually, if you know of any horror books related to mermaids, I would like to know about it. Let me know. The Mona Lisa is Missing. Alright, I have a whole nother stack here. These aren't Choose Your Own Adventure. This is a whole nother. We have R.L. Stine, The Babysitter 4. I have a vlog where I read The Babysitters 1 through 3. I will link it down below. I don't know why Jenny keeps babysitting because it really didn't end well. I really think she should find a new career at this point. I don't understand why she doesn't just give it up, but here we are. I'll probably save this one for Old School April next year. We have Fear Street College Weekend. Nothing can ruin Tina Rivers' big weekend at Patterson College with her boyfriend Josh Martin. She's so excited she doesn't even mind that her cousin Holly will be tagging along. But when Tina and Holly arrive, Josh is gone. His roommate, Christopher Roberts, says Josh is stuck in the mountains, delayed by car trouble. That's weird. Josh never mentioned he was going away. It gets even weirder when Holly suddenly disappears. But Christopher isn't worried about Holly or Josh. Christopher seems to have the answers to everything. Tina is confused, but one thing is clear. She's about to learn more about love and murder than she ever wanted to know. Well, Christopher is looking suspicious already, isn't he? That dude's bad news. Fear Street, the overnight. So Della talks her friend group into going to Fear Island without adult supervision. And she runs into a stranger who threatens her into doing a violent act. And now her whole friend group is involved in this because they have to keep her big secret. Well, someone else witnessed it, and the friend group realizes, she and her friend group realizes that they left evidence and they have to go back to Fear Island to find whatever evidence they left behind. So they're involved in this whole big thing now. We have 99 Fear Street, the House of Evil, the first horror. These twins, Callie and Cody, are not too happy because their parents not only moved them on Fear Street, which is this super creepy street, but also moved them into 99 Fear Street, which is the most evil house on the street. It's been empty for over 30 years, and they are trying to uncover the mystery of it before they end up the next victims. This was a good find and a fun find. Michelle remembers, if you can call this fun. The shocking true story of the ultimate evil, a child's possession by the devil. Michelle Smith was 5 years old when her mother offered her up to a cult of devil worshippers to be used demonically to raise Satan himself. Now it's 22 years later. She's on a psychiatrist's house and she's recounting everything that she went through. So there are pictures and everything in here. We have R.L. Stine, The Dead Girlfriend. Annie has just started dating Jonathan. She doesn't know what happened to his last girlfriend, but she's about to find out because his old girlfriend might be dead, but she isn't gone. We have R.L. Stine, Call Waiting. Loving this cover. Says, the next call may be her last. Someone wants to talk to Karen badly, very badly. Someone who has something very special to say. Someone who is calling Karen to say they care. To tell her the plans they've made just for her. Someone wants to reach out, touch her, kill her. Poor Karen, she's all alone this time. And if Karen can't trace the killer caller, Karen's going to die. We have another Fear Street, The Surprise Party. It's been a year since Evan died in the Fear Street woods, a year since Ellen moved away and the gang split up. Meg Dalton felt as if she'd lost her best friends. Everyone changed. Even her boyfriend Tony was acting moody, strange. But when she heard that Ellen was returning for a visit, Meg had the answer. She'd bring them all together again with a surprise party for Ellen. That's when the terror began. The phone calls, the threats, the bizarre acts of violence. Cancel the party or else. The whispered voice on the phone told her. Meg was scared, and with good reason. Whoever wanted the party stopped would try anything, even murder. But why? The dark Fear Street woods held the answers, if Meg dared to discover the truth. That sounds fun. Fear Street, Final Grade. Lily is super intense and competitive. Everybody thinks that she murdered her teacher. She starts getting these calls and threats, and then another murder happens, and Lily ends up wrapped up in this whole big nightmare. We have The Snowman. This will be a really fun winter read. I love a good seasonal read. I'm a seasonal reader. Heather feels cold all the time, alone. Her guardian hates her. He'd like to see her dead. He'd like all her money. But for now, he settles for controlling it and making Heather's life miserable. Poor little rich girl, just like Cinderella. Then the gorgeous ice blonde guy shows up at the crummy restaurant where Heather works after school. He understands about Heather. He's her Prince Charming. No one can get to Heather now. Heather feels so safe, so loved, so warm. That'll be fun. We have Fear Street, Cheerleaders, The Second Evil. I had the first and the third evil. I have been looking for the second. I couldn't find it in decent shape anywhere. So, yeah, I finally found this one. R.L. Stine, I Saw You That Night. Oh, I love this cover. I love neon, and I love the little skeleton on it. It's a lot of fun. This summer is going to be a real killer. Sand, surf, sun. Roxy lives for the summer, but this summer things aren't going the way Roxy planned. It all started when she broke into Lee Bloom's house just to win a stupid bet. Because while she was in Lee's house, Roxy saw something she shouldn't have seen, heard something she shouldn't have heard, and now someone's looking for Roxy, someone who wants her dead. Another good seasonal summary read. Kiss of Death by Joseph Locke. Pretty sure I've read this one a long time ago because the cover looks familiar. So bodies have turned up and they're all mutilated. Jimmy's dad is a police officer in town and he's on the case. He's trying to figure out what the deal is with it. Meanwhile, Jimmy is, crushing on the new girl in town, Laura. But also Jimmy thinks he's figured out who or what is responsible for killing all these people. But he doesn't think his dad will believe him. It says, will Jimmy's dad listen before he ends up a victim too? I'm guessing a werewolf. We have R.L. Stine, Broken Date. Jamie and Tom are in love, and I guess they've been dating for a long time. Well, a long time in, high school years. And I guess Tom ends up standing her up or breaking her date, and now he's stalking her. It says, suddenly her perfectly planned dream has become a nightmare. She must talk to him. But what has happened to Tom? To Jamie's horror, the boy she loves is stalking her, calling her, threatening her. Tom can't afford to let her live, and there's nowhere she can hide. Sounds good. And the last one, this is one that just looked intriguing, but I've never heard of. Intercept, but Don't Shoot. The True Story of the Flying Saucers by Renato Vesco. Look how fun. I have no idea. I was like, well, that looks interesting. And I don't like anything involving aliens or UFOs, so I have no idea. I don't know if this really is. No clue. But it looked fun. Those are all the books. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these or if there's any that I should prioritize and read first. Also, like I said, if you know any horror involving mermaids, let me know in the comments about that too. So, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, want to see more of it, be sure to subscribe. Next week, I haven't decided which video you're going to see because I have a couple in the works and I'm excited about both of them. Either way, I will see you next Friday. Bye for now.